everyone, welcome back to my channel where we learn how to trade and I'm sharing my tips and tricks in trading and we do it together. So guys, I want to remind you that I have a closed group where I share my trading signals for free, and to get into this group you should just text me a code word signal in my Telegram. The link to it I will leave in the description box. Also, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel, put a big thumbs up to this video and turn on notifications so you don't miss my new videos. Today we will trade with you using two indicators at once. This way we will be able to identify the best entry point. Today I decided to use the Parabolic SAR indicator, which will help us identify price reversals and prompt further movement, as well as the Awesome Oscillator, which will prompt us to increase or decrease volumes. So friends, in order to connect these indicators, I press this button in the lower left corner, select Parabolic SAR from the list, we leave all settings by default, we can only choose the color as well as the thickness of our indicator. You in turn can also choose any color you want. After that we return to the menu of the indicator, selection list and select Awesome Oscillator. There is no need to change anything here either. We leave all settings by default, thus the Parabolic SAR indicator appeared on the chart and the Awesome Oscillator appeared under the chart. The Parabolic SAR indicator will tell us about the price reversals when, for example, yellow dots begin to appear above the chart. This situation will tell us that in the near future the price will fall. You can also enter into transactions when several points have already appeared. Also, when the points begin to approach directly to the candles themselves, this tells us that a reversal is also expected in the near future and points will begin to appear at the bottom of our chart, which in turn also tells us that an upward movement will begin in the near future. But also do not forget about technical analysis, and for example, in a downtrend it is worth opening deals for a decrease. That is, wait for the points on top of our chart and open downtrend deals, because it is highly not recommended to open deals for an increase in a downtrend, although in some situations sometimes this is allowed. It all depends on the specific market situation. An Awesome Oscillator also in turn consists of a horizontal line with a mark of 0, on different sides of which vertical columns of green and red are formed. The signal of this indicator for opening a deal is the moment when, for example, the red vertical bars change to green and become smaller in size. This situation will tell us that in the near future the volumes for the increase will grow. Also, when the green histogram is changed to red and each next column is smaller in size than the previous one. This situation also tells us that in the near future the volumes will decrease and the price will fall. Also, the third signal of this indicator for opening a deal is the moment when, for example, the green histogram becomes smaller in size and approach the horizontal line with a mark of 0. Also, subsequently, a green histogram begins to appear up from the horizontal line with a mark of 0, and each subsequent column is longer than the previous one. This situation also tells us that the price will rise in the near future, and at this point we can also open deals to increase. Similarly, when the red histogram approaches the horizontal line with a mark of 0, and after that a histogram begins to form under the horizontal line with a mark of 0, and each next column becomes longer than the previous one. This situation also tells us that in the near future the price will fall. In such situation you can also open a deal for a decrease. But do not forget that these indicators are an auxiliary tool of technical analysis. Therefore, we first conduct the technical analysis, we pay attention to the support and resistance level as well as the internal level, and only then we take into account the hints of this indicator. But at this moment on the chart itself we see a good situation, then we can ignore the hint of our indicator. So we open deal depending on the indicator or technical analysis. Since these indicators or any other indicators have their own errors, and of course you shouldn't completely rely on the signals of these indicators. After all, these indicators are only for advices. Be sure to watch this video till the end and you see how to work with these indicators. Let's get started and see the first situation in the market. Here we see that there was a good confident uptrend, their price touched the resistance level, there was a roll back down. Also, the Parabolic SAR indicator tells us that the downward movement is expected in the near future, and Awesome Oscillator in turn tells us that the volumes on the decline will grow. In this situation, I propose to open a deal for 2 minutes for a decrease. I think that in this situation it is possible that in the near future the price will still continue its movement to the internal support level. Well, or at least a small downward movement will continue since the level is quite strong. And in this situation it is more likely that the price will still fall. And so friends, let's wait for the end of our deal. Great friends, the price continued its downward movement and we are making a profit. 2 minutes was just enough for us. These indicators also gave us a good entry point. The volumes on the decline really began to grow, the price continued to fall. These indicators work perfectly in pairs. Let's continue to consider the following market situation. Here we see the support level. We also see that the price has rolled back from this level, got into some kind of pro trade, and at the moment there is an exit from this range. The price is already starting to break through the support level. Also, several points have already appeared above our chart. Also, a red histogram begins to form downwards from the horizontal line with a mark of 0. Let's open a deal here for 2 minutes on the downgrade. I think that in the near future this level will be fully broken through, since the price here has also recently had a good potential for a decline, and after pro trade, after the accumulation of forces, the price is more likely to continue its downward movement. 2 minutes is also with a margin taking into account the possible pro trade or a small pullback up. And so friends, let's wait for the end of our deal. Quite good friends, the price broke through this level and continued its downward movement. Also, after the breakout there was a logical pullback up, but we still managed to close our deal with a profit. 2 minutes was just enough for us. Perhaps in this situation 1 minute would be enough, but I was opening a deal with the stock. Also, these indicators again suggested us a good entry point, and the volumes for a decrease really began to grow and the price went down. Everything is going great. Let's continue and find the next entry point. Here we see the level of support. We also see that there was a downward movement. Here the main price highs are getting lower and the price continues movement to the support level. We also pay attention to our indicators. Several dots have appeared on top of our chart. Also, a red histogram is approaching the horizontal line with a mark of 0. And in the near future, a red histogram will begin to form under the horizontal line with a mark of 0. Here I propose to open a deal for 2 minutes for a decrease. I think that in this situation the price more likely to continue its movement to the support level, since the price here also has a good potential for a decline. 2 minutes also with a margin, take into account possible pro trade. And so friends, let's wait for the end of our deal. Great friends, the price has continued its movement to the support level and we're making profit here. 2 minutes was just enough for us. The volumes on the decline really began to grow and we get a great result. This indicator again gave us a good entry point. Everything is going great. Let's continue to consider the following market situation. Here we see the resistance level, and we also see that after the pullback down, the price is already starting to break through this level. Also, our indicator tells us that an upward movement is expected in the near future. In this situation, I suggest opening a deal for 2 minutes to increase. I think that in this situation, in the near future, this level will be broken and this price will go up, because there is also a good potential for increase. Also, Awesome Oscillator tells us that the volumes are growing for an increase. And so friends, let's wait for the end of our deal. Well, quite good friends. This level was still broken through, and after that there was a pullback down, but immediately after the pullback the price continued its upward movement again and we are making profit. 2 minutes was enough for us. Also, these indicators gave us a good entry point and the volumes for the increase really began to grow. The price went up. Let's continue to move on to the next market situation. Here we see the level of support. We also see that there has been a reversal from this point and the price is moving confidently to our level. Also, the Parabolic SAR indicator tells us that the downward movement is expected in the near future. Also, on the Awesome Oscillator indicator, red columns form downwards from the horizontal line and each subsequent column is longer than the previous one. In this situation, I suggest opening a deal for 2 minutes on a downgrade. There was just a slight upward pullback. This is a good moment for opening a deal, and I think that in the near future the price will still continue its movement to this level, since the price here also has a good potential for a decline. Also, the main price highs are getting lower, there is a kind of compression. Also, at the moment when they're rolling back up, the Awesome Oscillator indicators draw a green histogram and suggest the volumes are growing to increase efficiently. This is quite normal with rollbacks and trading, just such a situation is in a roar, but still the general trend of the price tells us that there will be a downward movement in the near future. Therefore, you should not pay attention to such errors. And so friends, let's wait for the end of our deal. Well friends, this is not bad. After the roll back up, the downward movement still continued. We managed to close our deal in profit. 2 minutes was just enough for us. After the pullback up, the price still continues moving to the support level. Also during the pullback, the indicators showed that the price would rise, and the situation it is absolutely normal. After all, during the pullback, the price really increases, but immediately after there was a gorgeous drop. That is why we open deals with stock taking into account such situations. And so friends, let's continue to consider the following market situations. Here we see the resistance level, also a little lower we see the internal resistance level. There has also been an upward movement here at the moment. The price is already starting to break through the internal level and is moving towards the main one. Also, our indicator tells at the time upward movement is also expected in the near future. Here I also propose to open a deal for an increase of 2 minutes. I think that in the near future the price will continue its movement to this level, since recently the price here also has a good potential for an increase. Main price lows are getting higher, there is a certain compression, and so friends, let's wait for the end of our deal. Well friends, it's not bad. The price still broke through this level and it continues movement to the main one, and we managed to close our deal here in profit. 2 minutes was enough for us. Also, this indicator suggested a good entry point and helped us to determine the further price movement. I think that in the near future the price will continue its movement to this level. It will also be possible to break through, but for now I suggest continuing to look for the next entry point in the market. Here we see the level of support. We also see that at the moment there is a good downtrend. Also, indicators tells us that in the near future the price will fall. I think that the downtrend will continue its movement to this level, so we will open a deal for 2 minutes to decrease. After all, the price here also has an excellent potential for a decrease. The main price highs are getting lower. 2 minutes also with a margin, taking into account the possible pro trading. So friends, let's wait for the end of our deal. Well, it's quite good friends. After a slight upward pullback, the downward movement continued. We are making profit here. 2 minutes was just enough for us. Also, these indicators again suggested a good entry point and have us determine the further price movement. The volume is on the decline, really started to grow. The price continued its movement to this level. Let's continue to consider the following market situation. Here we see that there is a good confident uptrend. There is also a resistance level higher, and the Parabolic SAR also tells us that an upward movement is expected in the near future. But the Awesome Oscillator reacts to pullbacks and shows us that the downward movement is expected. Here I propose to open a deal for 2 minutes to increase. I think that in the near future the price will continue its movement to this level, since the price here also has a good potential for increase. Just at the moment there has been a slight pullback down, and Awesome Oscillator was also right, telling us about the upcoming fall, but we opened the deal with a margin of 2 minutes. I think that in this situation this time will be quite enough and the price will still continue its upward movement. And so friends, let's wait for the end of our deal. Well, it's quite good friends. After the rollback, the upward movement still continued and we are making profit here. 2 minutes was enough for us. Also, the Awesome Oscillator told us that the volumes for the increase began to grow and the price really continued its upward movement. These indicators again helped us to determine the further price movement. Everything is going well. Let's continue to consider the following market situation. Here we see the level of support. We also see that after the rollback from this point, a reversal occurred and the price moves to this level. A dot also appeared above the graph, and also Awesome Oscillator tells us that the volumes are growing on a downtrend. In this situation, I propose to open a deal literally for 1 minute on a downgrade. I think that this level will be broken in the near future since this level is considered internal and the price here also has a good potential for a decline. So friends, let's wait for them to follow a deal. Well, not bad friends, the price continued its downward movement and this level was broken through and we are getting a great confident profit. 1 minute was enough for us. Also, this indicator suggested a good entry point and helped us to determine the further price movement. Also, Awesome Oscillator tells us that in the near future the volumes on this decline will grow, and as you can see, the red histogram approached the horizontal line with a mark of 0. Also, after that, red columns began to form down under the horizontal line with a mark of 0, just telling us that the volumes on the decline are growing. Meanwhile, I already have $9,000 on deposit. I propose to open another last deal for today. Now I'll find a suitable situation in the market and we will continue with you. Here we see that there is a downward movement. Also, the main price highs are getting lower. There is also support level at the bottom. Also, several points have already appeared above our chart. Also, the green histogram changed to red. Each subsequent column is smaller than the previous one. In this situation, this indicator tells us that the price will fall in the near future. I suggest opening a deal here for 2 minutes on a downgrade. I think that in the near future, the price will continue its movement to this level since the price here also has a good potential for a decline. 2 minutes also with a margin taking into account a possible pro trade or a small pullback up. And so friends, let's wait for the end of our deal. Great friends, the price continued its downward movement and here we are making profit. 2 minutes was enough for us. The Parabolic SAR indicator also gave us a good entry point. The price really continued its movement towards its support level. Also, the red histogram approached the horizontal line with a mark of 0 and after that a histogram began to form under the horizontal line with a mark of 0. Each subsequent column was longer than the previous one, which in turn also suggested to us that in the near future the volumes on the decline would grow. And as you can see, the price really continued its movement to this level. Meanwhile, I already have $12,000 on deposit. I suggest we end here because I have fulfilled my plan for today. That's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching this video till the end. And I just want to remind you, if you want to get in my closed group where I sharing trading signals for free, please text me code word signal in my Telegram. The link to it I will leave in the description box. And I will see you next time.